Another beautiful day for Tuesday. No real major problems with the rest of the forecast, although we are seeing some more rainfall heading our direction. We'll talk more about that in the 7-day forecast in just a little while. Temperatures are going to remain fairly mild through about the end of the week, then a brief dip in the temperatures toward about Saturday, and then things look very mild into next week, although there could be some showers out there about a week away for Valentine's Day. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austen Onek. You are watching News 12's video weather blog, Weather Overtime. If you'd like to find out more about the forecast and get updates, you can find us on wdef.com/weather, or again on all of our social media channels as well. Email me questions, concerns, complaints, if you absolutely must, aonek@wdef.com. Currently seeing a beautiful evening out there. No major problems outside of a few clouds drifting their way on through from the island Cove camera, and going to continue to see, again, some pretty dry conditions for the rest of the next several days. We don't have a lot of major changes immediately, but that again will be changing again as we get into around the area toward about the weekend or so. That's going to be the worst of the worst coming on through, but more on that in just a little while. For today, we managed to make way above normal, some 15 degrees above normal, but was not a record. That was 80 degrees last set back in 2019. So we did manage to pick up a very mild day, but nowhere close to a record high, and very close to where we should be, and nowhere close to a record low, which hasn't been broken since about 1895 or so. So looking again, not too bad out there for this evening. We are still doing a little bit less on rainfall for the month, and only ahead for the year on rain by a fraction of an inch. So we're doing relatively where we should for both month and year out there. And again, for our weather window, thank you very much to Bianca Russell. A beautiful view from the area into around Spring City, Tennessee, as those ice crystals in the clouds fracture the light coming in from bouncing off the moon from the sun. So you get what's called a lunar halo, or a moon ring, or a ring around the moon. That's our West Shore Home weather window picture of the day for Tuesday. If you've got weather pictures out there, send them along, pictures at wdef.com, or find us on social media. Good place to start, facebook.com/WDEF News 12. Our latest storm system doesn't look like much, and in truth, it's not going to be too energetic, but as it gets a little bit closer to the area around the area close to the mid-Mississippi Valley down to the Gulf Coast, that's where we could see some stronger conditions of weather coming on through. And our colder air is on its way from the northwest. It's going to be a glancing blow. We'll see more potential of that coming up again as we go towards Saturday. In between here and there, not doing too bad for dry air, but we will see that potential of rainfall making its way through the area and continuing. There's just not going to be that much of it. Chances for rainfall mainly back to our west later on, and then moving into the area as we go through the day on Wednesday. So yes, there could be rain for the kids at the school bus stop and for the commuters going back home again, but it looks to be very limited at this time, so not much of anything showing up in the way of major amounts of rainfall for now. We look at more rainfall and back to our west, what looks to be the main part of that front approaching the area as we get into around very early on Thursday morning. So that'll be the best chance of rainfall. Maybe even a rumble of thunder out there, but that should be clearing the area. And then into Friday, it'll stay mild for a little bit. That colder air still has a ways to go before it gets here, and when it does, we'll notice that with a lot of temperature differences coming our way. For Wednesday, peak of the week, chances of showers here and there, not great, but they will be around, and temperatures remain quite on the mild side. Severe weather not seen anywhere close to the area for Tuesday. For Wednesday, looking at that potential for, again, a slight risk of severe weather back to around Memphis, the Mid-South, and all the way down to the Gulf Coast. We do not see much of a problem, maybe a rumble of thunder with a marginal threat to our west, and for us, just a generic possibility of thunderstorms. Doesn't mean severe weather, could mean a rumble of thunder, but that's about it. Now, that chance of marginal and slight diminishes as it goes down to the south of us, so we will see the potential of more areas of heavier thunderstorms taking place into and around the area of the Gulf Coast southwest Georgia, southeast Alabama, and all the way down into around the Florida Panhandle. But that is going to be about the extent of it. We will also see better chances of rainfall coming on through, mainly back into the Midwest from around the Missouri River down to the Red River, and that again will be well to our west. We'll see increasing chances of showers out there. We're not looking at flash flooding. There will be a possibility of wet roadways as we go from Thursday into very early Friday as the chances of rain head on out of the picture. And we have seen, again, some forecasts showing the potential of maybe by early Thursday morning of wind gusts topping 30 miles per hour. Now, that is still not enough for a wind advisory, but it is coming closer to that. So if we do get a wind advisory, we'll let you know about that in the next couple of days. Your 7-day forecast looks like this. Again, through the rest of the forecast, it's showing the rain chances Wednesday, Thursday, early Friday, and then cloudy for Saturday. That is also where we start to see again the potential of some fairly chilly conditions coming on through, as numbers will be back into around the mid-40s for highs on Saturday. Saturday night into Sunday, as those clouds clear out, we'll be back in the lower 30s, but bouncing back very quickly after that into the mid-50s for highs as we go towards Sunday into Monday. We start to see again another chance of showers coming our direction. Doesn't look like much for right now. It also looks very mild for Valentine's Day, but unfortunately you're going to need the umbrella out there as we see the potential of that rain shower continuing. We want to remind you again, we don't want to repeat ourselves too much, but this is a very important thing to volunteer for, and if you have the time and the capability to become a storm spotter, we urge you to do so. The next meeting will be this Friday, 6 p.m., Memorial Hospital on DeSales Avenue, 6 p.m. again this Friday for residents of Hamilton County and Chattanooga proper, and there'll be another meeting for Hamilton County and Chattanooga coming up on Thursday, March 2nd at the UTC Library, Vine Street and Douglas. It's free, but you have to register for a seat. Seating is limited, so it's best to know who's going to show up. If you have the opportunity, weather.gov/MRX. There will be more meetings coming up outside of Hamilton County in the News 12 viewing area. If you'd like to know more about the meetings for Ray, Monroe, and Marion counties in Tennessee, covered by the National Weather Service in Morristown, Tennessee, and again, to register for a seat, weather.gov/MRX. Now, the National Weather Service in Morristown covers the northern portion of our viewing area. The southern portion is covered by National Weather Service Huntsville and Peachtree City, Georgia. As of right now, the latest taping of Weather Overtime, we do not have any information about in-person meetings for anything, say, south of Chattanooga. So when and if we get those, we'll let you know about those, so stay tuned for more. What is Skywarn? How to get ready for severe weather. Maybe you've just moved to this area of the country and you've never had the opportunity to explore and find out more about what to do to protect yourself. Skywarn can do that. You become the eyes and ears of the National Weather Service, and you also get to report back information to them via amateur radio, phone, email, everything that you have available to you to make certain people stay safe. Your information transmitted to the National Weather Service can help people like me tell everybody else in the community what's going on. So your opportunity to volunteer life-saving information, that's what Skywarn is all about. If you'd like to know more about it, we have a segment called the What I Want to Know Show, and that's available on my YouTube channel. It's about 10 minutes long, just gives you an introductory idea as to what Skywarn is, what you'll learn at the meetings, things like that. So please consider watching that, and please consider attending just to be on the safe side. Let's learn more about severe weather so we can all be safe. If you're a teacher, like to have one of our weather staff visit you, please go to wdef.com/weather and click on Weather in the Classroom to request an appearance. More information available on the internets. Again, we're out there everywhere, at least I am anyway. Find us out there someplace, and we'll keep you updated as well. Coming up tomorrow morning, Chip Chapman will have an update on your forecast. That's at 5 a.m. Eastern on the morning show. Kay and Dave will have more on the news, giving you an idea as to what's going on. And again, all about our forecast can be found at wdef.com/weather. And anything on here you'd like to see more of, Onek at wdef.com. I'm Chief Meteorologist Austen Onek. Thanks for joining me for Tuesday's edition of Weather Overtime, and stay tuned for much more with News 12 on air and online.